Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and man, when it was the last time that you ever considered buying a Mitsubishi? Back when there was the Evo, aka the Supercar Slayer, but man, that thing's been dead for about 10 years, right? Oh my god, it's been 10 years. And before the comments absolutely explode with this video, let me just say this clearly up front. This is not a hate video. This is a post-mortem while the patient is technically still alive, because somehow in 2026, Mitsubishi is still here. But spiritually, man, they left the building years ago. Let's set the scene. It's now 2026. Car companies are in an arms race. EVs are getting faster. Interiors are turning into rolling IMAX theaters. Performance trims are literally everywhere you look. And even boring brands are trying really hard to convince you that they have personality now. Toyota, they have GR. Hyundai has N. Ford has Raptors, Lightnings, and Heritage. Nissan even clawed itself out of irrelevance with the Z. And Mitsubishi? Mitsubishi walks into 2026 with the confidence of someone who forgot that they had a presentation that day. Their lineup is basically this: the Outlander PHEV, the Eclipse Cross, and the Mirage, clinging to life like a raccoon holding onto a trash bag in a hurricane. That's it. No sedan, no hatch, no sports car, no halo, no emotional anchor, just crossovers and vibes and just bad ones. Let's talk about the Outlander, because this is Mitsubishi's entire identity now, whether or not they like it. The Outlander, it's fine. That's the word everyone uses, because nobody has stronger feelings than that. It's not ugly, it's not exciting. It exists. It starts every morning. It moves people and groceries reliably. And in 2026, that apparently is the bar that they want to set. It's built on a Nissan platform, which already tells you a lot. Not because Nissan platforms are terrible, but because Mitsubishi doesn't even bother pretending this is some bespoke brand-defining thing. It's a Rogue with Mitsubishi makeup and a slightly different personality disorder. The interior is better than old Mitsubishis, and yes, that matters. It doesn't feel like it was assembled during a recession with leftover PlayStation plastic, but best Mitsubishi interior ever is not exactly a flex. Now, is it? It's like being the tallest kid in kindergarten. The Outlander PHEV is where Mitsubishi accidentally stumbled into relevance. And I say accidentally, because the Outlander PHEV doesn't win because it's brilliant. It wins because it shows up to the party when everyone else is either too expensive, sold out, or still arguing with supply chains. It has usable electric range. It has all-wheel drive. Yay! It qualifies for incentives depending on where you live. And for normal folk, not YouTube commenters, not forum warriors, not keyboard warriors, it actually makes a little bit of sense. Here's the problem though. Mitsubishi's best product in 2026 is a car people buy because it checks boxes, not because it sparks any amount of joy. Nobody in their right mind dreams about an Outlander PHEV. Nobody puts one on a poster. Nobody says, one day I'll own that. They say, this works. And that's not how brands survive long term. Then we get the Eclipse Cross, which might be the single most tone-deaf product naming decision still actively happening in the car industry. Calling this thing an Eclipse in 2026 is absolutely wild, unhinged even. I mean, the Eclipse was once turbocharged, all-wheel drive, driven by Brian O'Connor. It was manual, it was loud. It was a car that you actually wanted. It meant something. Now it's a sloped roof crossover that feels like it was designed by someone who Googled, what do young people like, and stopped reading halfway down the page. It's not fast, it's not engaging, it's not particularly good looking, just like your boy. And the fact that Mitsubishi keeps the name alive just to stick it to a crossover feels like a dare. Like they don't want you to remember what it used to be like, and so now it just kind of hurts all us enthusiasts. It's kind of the equivalent of automotive gaslighting. Then there is the Mirage. Oh boy. The Mirage is the weirdest part of this whole debacle, because it's both the most embarrassing and the most honest thing Mitsubishi actually makes. On paper, it's indefensible. Tiny engine, barely any power, cheap interior. Emphasis on the CHEAP. Loud at speed, CVT that feels like it's thinking about quitting every single time you touch the throttle, and yet it still exists in 2026. Why? Because it's cheap, because it's new, because it has a long warranty, and because for some people that matters more than literally anything else. Teachers, gig workers, people rebuilding credit, folks who just want a new car that won't randomly destroy their week. For them, the Mirage, it's a tool, a modern Geo Metro. This will get me through the next chapter of my life car. The Mirage isn't bad because it's slow. It's bad because it's what Mitsubishi chose to represent itself. In 2026, when other brands are pushing boundaries, Mitsubishi's calling card is still sells the cheapest new car. That is it. That's not a strategy, that's survival mode.
Hey guys, real quick, one entry. Yes, one entry is what changed Rocky's life forever.
I'm beyond emotional, it's insane.
GTR plus cash, flown out for the weekend, and his car delivered home to him in New York. Just imagine future you looking back and thinking, damn, I almost didn't enter. Don't be that guy. Hit the pin first comment down below and get entered to win your dream car plus cash while you still can. Now, back to the show.
And this is where the conversation always derails, because someone inevitably will say, just bring back the Evo. Now, yeah, as an enthusiast, I get it. We all get it. The Evo, it was incredible. It was special. It was one of the greatest performance cars ever made, and it absolutely categorically lost Mitsubishi money. This is the part enthusiasts absolutely hate to realize is true, but you guys need to hear it. Mitsubishi didn't abandon performance because they're stupid. They abandoned it because performance nearly killed them. The Evo, it didn't print money. The Lancer, it didn't print money. The 3000 GT, it didn't print money. They were engineering showcases. They were brand builders. They were also financial black holes at a time when Mitsubishi Motors was already drowning in scandals, recalls, and corporate chaos. By the time the global economy punched everyone in the face, Mitsubishi didn't have Toyota money. They didn't have Honda stability. They didn't have Subaru's loyal cult following. They had to choose between passion and survival, and well, unfortunately, they chose survival. And that choice echoes all the way into this year, because Mitsubishi Motors is no longer the pride of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Cars are not the core business. Ships, machinery, infrastructure, defense, that's where the real money is. Cars are just, I guess they're just still happening. So Mitsubishi doesn't ask, what would excite drivers? They ask, what can we build cheaply, sell globally, and not lose a ton of money on? The answer? Well, it's always crossovers. And here's why this hurts more than Chrysler, more than Lancia, more than even Nissan at its worst. Mitsubishi, they had soul. They had rally heritage. They had engineering weirdness. They even had names that meant something. Evo, Galant, VR4, Starion, Pajero, 3000 GT, VR4, Eclipse, GSX. These weren't just cars, they were identities. This year, Mitsubishi doesn't have an identity at all. They have incentives. And yes, the dealers will work with you to give you the best deal. And that's why people joke they won't be here in 10 years. Not because the cars are unreliable, not because they're unsafe, but because they're just forgettable. And in the car world, being forgettable is a death sentence. Look around in 2026. Even boring brands are trying. Toyota is having fun again. Look at the GR-GT. Hyundai went full chaos mode. Yes, I love their new N-Line. Even GM is throwing performance trims at everything that moves. Although a lot of times they're in the shop for like engine failures and stuff. Mitsubishi isn't even in the conversation, is it? They don't have a halo car. They don't have a sub-brand. They don't have a vision people can point to and say that's what they're all about. They just exist in a space between relevance and obscurity, kept alive by global markets, fleet sales, and buyers who aren't enthusiasts. And I guess that's fine, but for people who remember what Mitsubishi was, it is absolutely heartbreaking, because this isn't a brand that failed spectacularly. It's a brand that slowly went quiet. And that's worse, honestly. So yeah, in 2026, Mitsubishi might have the most disappointing lineup in the industry. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Not because every car is terrible, at least in my opinion, but because none of them make you feel anything except numbness. And for a company that once made people fall in love with cars and driving and enthusiasm around being a car enthusiast, that's a real tragedy. So again, let me know in the comments down below what you think. And remember to go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus cash. And if you enjoyed the vid, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. I love you guys. And promise me one thing, keep living the Ideal lifestyle.